Okay. If you can hear me, let me know, please. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. We're going to be wrapping it all up today. It's going to be awesome. So, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So let's just wait for 4 minutes or 3 minutes here about, because this is the grand finale. Right, so we're going to make it awesome. Okay, I'm going to round it all up today. Okay. But while we are still waiting, let me just ask, how was your day? Please drop something in the chat. Want to share something about your day? And if you have any questions, so please drop it in the chat. Right? So how was your day? Want to drop something in the chat for me? I'll be glad to hear that. How was your day? How was your day? All right, good evening, sir. So how was your day? Let me know in the chat. How did your day go? Oh, okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's go. Okay, I said I wanted to go for 5 minutes so that we can have people join, because this is the grand finale of the email marketing training. So, oh, okay, it's fine. We'll get started. I thought you were in the class yesterday. I thought you were. Okay, it's awesome. We'll get the grand finale done today. The video recording, I'm not sure yet. I'll ask for permission on that. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. We have 2 minutes to look at questions. So let me know any question at all. Any question at all is welcome. Any question? Any question at all? Perhaps we'll also do, well, let's finish this class first. I have 2 minutes for questions. If you've got a question, hit me up. I'll be glad to answer your question. Any question? Hmm? No question. Okay. It's a question. How do I get started to sync data into my email? What do you mean data? I need to understand. Do you mean, how do you get people's email addresses? Is that what you're asking? Is that what you're asking? Okay. All right. So data is a lot of things. It can be people's phone numbers, can be their gender, it can be their date of birth. So data is a lot of things. But you are saying email addresses. Okay. So I explained it in the first day, but I'll repeat it again. You don't get email addresses by buying. That's not the way to go. The way to go is to run adverts. When you run adverts, people will subscribe. You tell people, okay, if you are interested, click here to put your email address, right? So when they click, they put their email address, and that's it. You have the email address. So you can now copy the email. You can now import the email address into the ESP you use, the email service provider you use. For instance, SendFox is free for a start, right? BedSense is free for a start. You can always go there and import the email addresses and names of those people, right? And that's it. So that's how you get data. Now, there was a video I uploaded. On the first day we had this training, I uploaded the video. Then I also uploaded some 3 videos, 2 on website design and one on pre-sale. In that pre-sale video, I said that the pre-sale training starts on the 34th minute. 34th minutes of the video. Now, before the 34th minute, I did some trainings on Facebook advertising. If you go watch that particular video, those trainings I did on Facebook advertising will teach you how to run adverts that will help you get people's email addresses, right? So those videos will teach you on Facebook advertising. Now, besides that one, months ago, we did some trainings on how to run Facebook ads, how to run YouTube ads, how to run LinkedIn ads, how to run Google ads, how to run YouTube ads, and those kind of things. So if you run those kind of ads too, and you build a web page, you are basically going to get people's email addresses, right? Because people will basically click and they'll put their email address. Yeah, the trainings, the previous ones are on YouTube, but the one we did yesterday, I did for yesterday, I've been instructed not to upload to YouTube or Facebook, at least yet. But the ones we did over time, like 2 months, 3 months ago, they are on YouTube and they are on the Facebook group. So you could check them out. Now, because of this training, because of this question, I will say something now. I'm going to maybe do a 30 minutes tomorrow. If you are free, join a 30 minutes tomorrow. In the 30 minutes, I will expand on how to get people's email addresses. I will expand on that a little practically, right? I will expand on that a little practically so you can get it, right? So maybe 30 minutes, we'll just do that tomorrow. Maybe 7 to 7:30 or 7 to 8. But 7 to 7:30, most probably. So we'll just do that. So because of this question, I will do that. So is that clear? Mr. Olateju, is it clear? Mr. Ode, is it clear? You were not in the previous classes. You were they are in the group. They are the Facebook group, so you can get there. But don't worry, tomorrow I'll touch on how you can get there. The Facebook group at the YouTube. So tomorrow we'll just do some 30 minutes class. Yeah, so we'll touch on that. So tell anybody that tomorrow's class will be a gift. It will be a precious gift. So, okay, so let's start today's class, right? So today's class may be 30 minutes or so. It's going to be a summary of all the things we've said and some things we've not said before. So please take notes as I explain these things, right? Take notes, right? Take notes. Tomorrow's class, tomorrow's class will be on what I said it would be. So let's go. Now, don't forget the jotter trick. Remember the jotter trick? I said get a jotter, and in the jotter, write a story. Right? If you're going about every day and just see a story, maybe you are working on it, just see a story. If you cannot get a jotter, write it on your notes, the notes on your phone. There's a notes app on your phone. Write it on that notes app. You see something that happens, it strikes you as a story you can use in email. Write the thing that happened as a story. Then write the moral of it, like, okay, a boy picked pencil on the floor. The story, a boy picked pencil on the floor. The moral of it, don't just pick a land on the floor and start building. Verify if the land is genuine. And then you say that's the way most people behave when they buy a land without verifying the title document of the land, right? So that's exactly the kind of thing you do with the jotter. So like I said, if you don't have a jotter, get a notes app. There's a note app on your phone, get it. Now, when it comes to making money with emails, establishing trust and credibility in a way that lets your subscribers lower their guard towards being sold is by far the most important part of the process. Now, remember what I said? I said that it's by far the most important part of the process. So let me put this like this. Remember what I said? I said that when you get to write emails, you are doing the Trojan strategy. What is Trojan? The people of Greece built a horse, and then they made the horse look beautiful. And the owners of the people of Troy took the horse into their village and it attacked, and the soldiers that were inside the horse attacked them. Remember that story, right? So what you are doing is also a way to break the wall of defense. Your customers have a wall of defense. What you want to do is to break that wall of defense. And to be able to break that wall of defense, you must establish trust and credibility with them. I sent a mail today and somebody sent me reply, thank you, Yemi, right? That's trust and credibility. The person, for a person in your subscriber list who has not seen you before, who just receives your email, to reply and say thank you, you have built trust and credibility. So what do you do to build trust and credibility via email? Send them helpful emails, and then draw a moral from the emails. Send them stories, and entertain them, educate them with emails. And then when you entertain and you educate, then you draw a moral from it so that you can lead to a sale, right? There's something Tony Motor Show calls, he calls it ABS. It means ABS. It means always be selling. Always be selling. So anytime you write an email that you know they draw a moral from the email, first you have written a story or you have written an education, they've gained something from the email. After they've gained something from the email, the next thing you do is draw a moral from the story, or draw a moral from the education, or draw a moral from the enlightenment you have enlightened them. So once you have enlightened them, once you have educated them, once you have entertained them, then you draw a moral from it. And then from the moral, you trans into a sale. So this is what I'm saying. I've done this before, but I'll just explain again so that it won't look like I'm saying, because I hate theory. I like to talk things practically. So let's say, okay, so probably I just closed the door now, so you probably won't hear my kids screaming again. But they were screaming just now. So I could just draw that to a story and say that she was screaming, and then people will look at it. I was just having a training, and while I was having a training, I didn't shut the doors. My children were in the living room and they were screaming, and they didn't quite understand I was having a training, so I had to shut the door and just let them be, right? And these are the things that happen because they are kids, right? So you just let kids be kids. Sometimes you shut the door, let them be kids while you do your own way, while you do your own things, in your own way, at your own place, and all those things. And sometimes too, that is also the way people are most times when they are buying property. Sometimes people behave like kids. No offense, forgive me. But how do you explain when someone goes to a land, they give him the receipt of the land, and he looks at the receipt, and because of the receipt of the land, he buys the land, right? That is not the way to buy a land. Because if you must buy a land, you must first verify that the land is genuine. If the land is not genuine, you don't buy it. How do you verify the land is genuine? First, you get the CFO or the survey, or the survey, or whatever documents they have, valid title documents, that is. Then you take the documents to lands, and you verify if the property is genuine. That's how not to behave like you could. So when you verify that the property is genuine, then you go and make the purchase. That's why, as Gracious, our estates are verified. For instance, our newest estate in Abuja, called Gracious Homes, has a CFO, and this is the CFO here. If you want more, I could send to your WhatsApp. Just chat with me, and I'll send you your WhatsApp so you can verify it. And once you verify the titles, then come and inspect, and then we will help you secure a property that can make you eternally rich and give your children an inheritance. So what do you think of that? Sorry, I wasn't saying you are a kid, though. I was just saying something, but you get it right. So cheers. I'll see you later. So that's just the email. I just basically just dictated it out. So those things are dictated out. If that dictated out like that just helps you, what do? Get a phone, record what you have dictated out, or then upload that thing into an app that can transcribe your voice into text, and then you copy the text and you edit your email. That's it, right? So that works. So like I said, always be selling. In that email, I was able to find a way to sell, and I didn't, and the way I was able to sell, you didn't even know that I had gone into selling, right? But I already told you to click here, and that time I told you to click here. That's a chance. You basically just want to click and see what I have to offer, right? So that's exactly how to always be selling. Ensure that as you educate, as you enlighten, as you entertain in your emails, let them know that you also have something to sell. So the selling is not the selling is like the 10% part of the email. The 90% part, you are educating, you are entertaining, and all those things. That's the 90% part. But that 10% part, it cannot be ignored by somebody who is interested. That's why you need to only get email addresses of people who are interested in what you are selling. not people who are not interested. So don't go and buy email addresses. Don't go and collect your friends' email addresses. Run adverts. Let people give you their phone numbers. Okay. Let people give their phone numbers. Please give me a moment. So let people give you their phone numbers. And once they give you their phone numbers, what you basically do is let people give their phone numbers. Or once they give you their phone numbers, let people give their email addresses. Sorry, please. Pardon me. Let people give their email addresses. And once they give you their email addresses, you start sending them emails. You already have let them know that you've been sending them emails in your adverts. That's it. So you can run adverts even if you don't have money. Run 2,000 naira per day. That in 5 days, that's 10,000 naira, right? So if you are going to send emails, make sure that people bond with you. Now, so there are sometimes that you want to send emails, your first 4 emails. There are sometimes that people come into your email list, and then once people come into your email list, you want to send them automated emails, like those emails you've automated. I showed you that in SendForce, how you automate emails, right? So those emails you've automated, you want people to basically, receive those emails, right? So let somebody comes into your email today, and you are on vacation for the next 4 days. The person who comes to your email today will see the first 4 emails because you don't need to send them again. You've already automated those ones, right? So those first 4 emails, let it be that person will see you as a friend. Even the first 4 emails, you may not even send anything. But if you are, let it be that you are at least making the person see you as a friend. Very important. Okay. Now, of course, you send 4 emails. The first email, there's the first email, there's the second email, there's the third email, there's the fourth email. Sometimes you could even be sending 7 welcome emails, right? But the first welcome email, that's your first email, which the person will receive. There's somebody subscribe and say, wow, you're welcome, right? So you're basically going to, that welcome email is basically introducing you, telling the person who you are, telling the person that I am Mr. ABC, I am XYZ, I do XYZ. Making sure you educate the person, making the person excited about receiving your next email, right? Or, okay, I'm Yemi, I'm a realtor. Been doing this for the past 7 years. Now I'm going in this email list, or as you have subscribed to this email, you are going to be getting emails that will entertain you, that will enlighten you, and that will educate you about real estate, so that you will never get scammed by anybody. I am basically out for your best interest. So whenever you receive my emails, quickly open them, because this is one of the things it will either educate you or enlighten you. And by the time you are done reading my emails, you will go back a better person. So I'm excited to have you. You are most welcome. This is me, and I'd like to meet you. So let's talk. I'll see you in my next email. Something like that. Something really, really exciting. Something that will send goosebumps down their spines and feel like, okay, wow, right, okay, this person is really, really going to be a nice person. I like to stick around for the long haul, right? That kind of thing. So your welcome email is the most important email you will ever send to anyone. And it is a disguise to sell, but it's not blatant. In the what I was talking, I said I'm a realtor. So I've already sold myself. I've been doing real estate for this past 7 years. That means I've already shown you I'm experienced, right? So you see that I am selling, but it's not blatant selling, right? I'm disguising a sale, but it's not blatant selling. Okay, so do you understand what I just explained now? Let me know if you understand what I just explained now. Let me know if you understand what I just explained now. I just dictated a sample of the intro email, so there's no need to put that and let that take a lot of time. But do you understand what I just explained now? Let me know, please. Very important. Okay, awesome. If you don't understand, let me know, so I'll explain again. So that's the first slide. Second slide, I already done it. So let's go to this one. Keep your subject line as strangely awkward as possible. Right now, in your first email, right? The first email you are going to be sending, right? Don't let it be too official. Keep it awkward. Keep it irregular. Let it be some sort of pattern interrupt. Let it be something off the. Let somebody see and say, what is this? Let somebody sit and say, this is different. This is not like all the other emails I've been saying. Right? Please give me a moment. Okay, so let it be a pattern interrupts. Pardon me, please. Let it be a pattern interrupts. Let it be something that is completely off the hook, right? Let it be something that is unique. Let it be something that's extremely, extremely interesting because it's extremely important, right? So you know that first name, and this one says addressed with the first name, but sparingly so. You know that first name thing I was doing like this, right? I was doing like this. That's how you address people with the first name. Okay, so let me explain. Let me give you examples of awkward headlines or subject lines, irregular subject lines, pattern and interrupt subject lines that are off the hook, subject lines that are unique and extremely important that will make them read. Something like this: wicked to meet you, right? Wow, you know, something like this. Wow, washiri, something like that. Now people will feel, what's this? Who's this gangster? Now, by the time they open the email, they know that you are not a gangster. Or something like, bah, you know, something extremely irregular, something that's different, something that doesn't look official. Now, how many of us have a UBA account? UBA account. I'm not sending you money. I just want to know if you have UBA account. How many of us have a UBA account? Okay, if you have a UBA account, you probably see that there were some years back, they were sending some emails that looked okay. I don't know if you saw their emails at some time. They were sending some emails that looked really awkward. They were like things like trending conversations, right? You know, sometimes you see their emails and feel like, okay, this is a trend, right? Somebody says, you say email, somebody says my bombastic side eye. And then you look at it, say, okay, what is this one saying? You want to really open it, okay? Or something like bad is good. Something that is completely off the hook, right? So that's how your first email should be. You know that first email, second email, third email, fourth email, fifth email is an automated email, right? Because you have automated it that those people will receive the first 7 emails from you, right? Even if you are on vacation, right? So let the first of the emails, first of them have a pattern interrupt, something different, something original, right? So now I've dictated the first email, but I'm now writing the first email for you, right? Doing this first thing, I basically need explain the subject line, what the subject line will look like. I've explained it now. So let's go on. The first line of the welcome email. Now, do you know why this welcome email is important and why I'm taking a lot of time on this? Because people will judge a book by its cover. They say don't judge a book by its cover. It's a lie. People will judge a book by its cover. If you see somebody that is wearing micro, mini, and spaghetti to a conference, the next thing you will say is that this person is an adult. That's what the first thing that will come to your mind. You won't say, did you say this person is an official person? You judge a book by its cover. So people will judge you by the first impression. The first impression always creates a lasting, mindset about you. So the first impression you want to create in the mind of the reader is the first email. So on the first line, you quickly tell them what to expect from you. Okay, more like this is an important email. This is an important email. In this email or in this email list, you should expect educational content about real estate, stories that will blow your mind, stories that will help you avoid getting scammed in real estate deals, knowing the secrets of real estate companies so that you are exposed to their antics and their methods. I will also expose on all the practices and show you all the practices so that you will never be at the mercy of a scammer or anything. I am interested in you. I'm interested in helping you. That's why I'm sending this email, because I want you to know that I am rooting for you. I'm all out for you. So I'm basically explaining what they will be getting. That's the first line. That's the first few lines, right? So it's the most important email you'll be sending, the welcome email, right? And the most important line in the welcome email is the subject line. Because the thing is that is the first thing people will read after reading your subject line. Now, when people read the subject line, they will see a bit of your first line too before they open the email. Okay, so this part is very important. Though it's the most underrated, but it's very important, right? It's like your first date with your crush, right? It must crush. It must really, really, really be something that will give the date, you know, another expectation. The person wants to look forward to another date. You know, there are some that will go for a first date, and the second person doesn't want to see them on the second date. Make sure that this date with your reader is something that will make the reader wants to see you again. Okay, you are giving them a glimpse of what's to come. Okay, you are giving them. You are not just giving them something small. You are not just giving them a glimpse. Okay, what you are giving them is the kind. You are giving them a taste of the kind of emails that should be expected from you. Okay, you are not just giving your reader a glimpse. Though you are giving them a glimpse of what to come, but you are not just giving them a glimpse. You are giving them actually more than that. You are telling them the kind of emails they should expect from you going forward. Okay, so you are sharing your personality too in the first email, because I said I've been here for 7 years. You know, I said that earlier, and I also said that I will be revealing secrets to you. So the personality is more like I fight for people. That's the first thing they will think about me. Okay, I have to also show them that I'm relatable and I'm vulnerable too. So let them know that vulnerable, of course, you are human, you have to be vulnerable. So you also have to show them that, okay, sometimes I could miss out on my emails. I'll be sending you the emails every day. I could tell them that I'll be sending emails every day, but sometimes life may get in the way and I may miss out, right? So that's being vulnerable, right? And that's also being relatable. Okay, so you are basically sharing your persona, you are sharing your personality, and that makes sense because people will see as, okay, this is human. Okay, so you can also share your personal story, right, in your first email. You can write about something that happened that you want them to remember, right? Somebody was sending the first email and he was talking about his grandfather, how his grandfather went on to be with the Lord and how some things happened while at the man's deathbed and so many things. So that's a personal story. You can always share a personal story in your first email, right? You can always share a personal story in your first email. So let's go on about more that you can do. You can write about a recent event or some events that happened that is milestone events, right? You can tell a bit about yourself, okay? You can do all of those things, okay? So that explains all the things we need to know in the first email, right? Now, before I go on to explaining more, do you have any questions? Any questions? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions at all? Any questions at all? Okay, if you don't have questions, do you understand everything I've said thus far? Do you understand everything I've said thus far? If you don't understand, right, just say I don't, or just say I don't understand this one, so I can know where to go. I'm waiting. If you don't understand something, just say I don't understand this one, or I don't understand that one. Explain, tell me what you don't understand. I'm waiting. I'll give us a minute to reply. A minute. Okay, network issues, right? Okay, I understand that part. But basically, okay, let me also see somebody else does not understand. Network issues, no wala. I can basically just say that when you are sending your welcome emails, right, your first emails, always ensure that the subject line is intriguing, is something that will get the person warmed up, right? Something irregular, something a pattern interrupt, something that is off the, something like, you know, you could just say was wobi, something like that, something different, something extremely different, and it should be very extremely important. Okay, now also address people their first name in the email for sparingly, right? Okay, it's your most important email, and the subject, in the subject line, rather in the first line, quickly tell them what to expect from you. Quickly tell them what to expect from you, and give them a glimpse of the kind of emails that they should be expressing from you going forward. Be relatable, show your personality, vulnerable, right? Share your personality too. Let them know the kind of person you are. Hint a few things about yourself. Okay, so basically that's just a summary of everything we've said about your first email, because I'm basically about when you are sending when you are sending automated emails, right? The first email is more like, if that's the first email everybody who comes to your email receive. So if somebody comes to your email in January, you will receive that same email. Somebody else comes to your email in October, you will receive that same email, because you've automated it, right? And you can go to SendForce and just see how to automate emails. But SendForce does not do that for a free account. So you can do that in a paid account. You can also do that on BedSend too, right? Automate emails. So the first 7 emails, you automate them. But the first email, the very first email, is the one we have been talking about since. So let's talk about a few more things you can do in your other emails and the daily email broadcast you send. You know, all the things we've talked about for the past 4 days are the daily email broadcast. So in your daily email broadcast, you can share a personal story. You can write about his recent events. You can tell a bit about yourself, right? You can tell a bit about yourself. Let me put this as daily email so that you understand. You can tell a bit about yourself, right? It's not bad to tell a bit about yourself. Just make sure there's something you can confidently share. You can keep your emails emotional. Keep your emails emotional. Keep your emails interesting. And make sure your emails are extremely, extremely valuable. Okay? When your emails are extremely valuable, they are interesting, they are emotionally driven, right? You will have people reading. Okay? Now, any of these 3 will go a long way in helping. Any of these 4 rather will go a long way in helping you. Sharing a personal story, ranting about a recent event, and telling a bit about yourself, right? Will go a long way to making people want to read your emails. So whatever you are doing with any of this, keep it emotional, keep it interesting, and keep it valuable. Emotional could be something that will get somebody angry, something that will get somebody excited, something that will get somebody agitated. Just let there be an emotion in it. Okay. So any of these three, sharing a personal story, ranting about a recent event, telling a bit about yourself, will go a long way. Okay, so remember, this is email copywriting. Though we are talking email marketing, but it's basically called email copywriting. And copyright is a business of using interesting and captivating ideas to sell. So you realize that all the things we're talking in the past 4 days are captivating ideas, interesting ideas, captivating ideas, interesting ideas. That's what we've been talking about in the past 4 days, right? And then please understand that whatever you are doing, make sure that you are always selling, always be selling. But the first thing you must put forward is an interesting and captivating idea, interesting and captivating email. When you have done that, when you have made your email interesting and captivating, then you will sell in it. So you obviously understand what I'm saying, since we've been together for this past 4 days, right? Awesome. So get email subject lines. So let's go on. In case you don't understand what I've been trying to say, I've been trying to say that when you write stories, and when you write about recent events, and when you write about yourself, right, you are writing something interesting. You are writing something captivating. If your story is not interesting or captivating, don't use it. In short, if it's not interesting or captivating, make it interesting or captivating. If your recent event is not interesting or captivating, make it interesting or captivating. If talking about yourself is not interesting or captivating, you know, some of us are boring, right? So if you are not interesting or captivating, talking about yourself is not interesting or captivating, make it interesting or captivating, or forget about it, right? So once you have done an interesting or captivating email, once you have done an educating email, right, educating people very well, what you do at the end of that email is that you sell. And I've told us how to transition into a sale, how to make people fall into a trance as it were and click the link. And I've also told us how you can actually draw a moral from the story, right? I've actually showed us all those things. Yep. So that I will not look like I'm wicked. And I just need to go back there to explain, right? So by basically summarizing all these things we've been doing, that's basically what we have to do. Get email subject lines from reading books. Get email subject lines from songs. Get email subject lines from movies. Get email subject lines from YouTube, from comedy, from trading topics, from trading events. You can get subject lines from those things, right? And you get the best way to frame an idea as a subject line. So if you want to frame, like something happened recently, and you want to frame it with a subject line, a title of an email, make sure that you choose the best. So you could write that thing that's happened into a subject line. You could write up to 4, 5, 10 subject lines, then choose the best of those subject lines to use as the title of your email. Say for instance now, there's something happened recently, and what was it that happened recently again? There are so many things that happened recently, right? So you just take something that happened recently, and then you frame it to an interesting subject line, or a captivating subject line, or a controversial subject line, and then you use it to write your email. Okay. Now, I said get the kind of moral or value that you will wrap behind the idea around. Get the kind of moral or value you will wrap the idea around. So let's say that what is something I'm trying to look for, something that happened recently. Let me go to my okay. I can't exactly figure something out now, but let's say that this guy, what's his name? Something happened some time ago. I can remember that one now. A footballer beat a cat and he was suspended. So how an animal can make you, so you said something like this: animal eats his food, or rather cat eats his food. All right. And or cat made him starve, something like that. And then you talk about how the entire event happened and all of those things. Or you could just say why an animal is more important than you. So now that's a controversial one. Why an animal is more important than you? Then you talk about the story, how the footballer beat a cat, and because he beat a cat, they suspended him and he could not continue his career. And if you know that his club had decided that they would stick with him, they would have ended his football career like that, and they will not have any means of income. And who knows, he could fall into depression and die. So does that mean a cat is more important than your life? Does that mean an animal is more important than your life? Now, it may not mean that, but that's how important those people regard even animals in those senior clients. Now, I'm not saying that they are right. I'm not saying they are wrong. But what we are basically saying is that it is important that we regard humans as important in this part of the world too. Because if those ones could regard animals as that's important, then I'm sure that at least they regard white human beings as that important, if they don't regard blacks as that. Now, for us back here, do we regard other people as important? Because if we do, then somebody would not go around and sell one same land to over 10 people. You know, that may even lead somebody else to depression, right? If you buy a land with all your savings and you realize that that same land was sold to 9 other people as yourself, that could lead to a depression. Did you see how I wrapped a moral around that without even, you know, making it look like I see that transition? You won't even notice how I transition because I just wrapped the moral around it, right? The moral of that story now is basically that if human beings are important to you, you should not cheat them. That's the basic moral of the story. So can wrap an idea around a story, or around, you can wrap the moral rather around an idea. So that idea, I quickly wrapped a moral around it. So get the best way to transition into a sales pitch in that very email. So look at this email now. I've said that if human beings are important, we shouldn't just go around, you know, selling one land to 10 people. That could even lead the person to depression. Imagine somebody has saved all his entire money and just wants to buy a land so that he can build on the land and retire there. But he got to encounter a scammer, and that person took all his money away. Now, this sometimes really happens to people when they do not buy land from the right sources. Right source, when they don't buy land from the right sources. As gracious, we are the right source for you to buy land from. If you need a land that you can actually buy now and build on, and then live on your land till you retire, Gracious Estate Abuja is the place, right? At Gracious Estate Abuja, we have XYZ BBC. So you see our transition into that sales pitch quite easily, right? So I wrapped an idea. I took the subject line from something about a cat, and then I wrapped the moral around the idea of how human beings should be treated as important and why commonalists don't treat human beings as important. Then I transitioned into a sales pitch talking about how you can get a genuine land from Gracious Estate Abuja, right? So it's very important. You can even get abstract ones and even model that of others you find captivating. You can get abstract ones and model that of others you find captivating. So basically, that's how it goes. Now, do you understand? Do you understand before we move on? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Before I move on, do you understand? Do you understand? Let me know. Do you understand? Let me know. Do you understand all these things I've said? Because I've said in that last slide. Okay, awesome.
Yes, we do. We do.
Awesome. Thank you. So the best email subject lines are the email subject lines that are intriguing, right? I've mentioned that before. I think I mentioned that the first day and even on the second day, right? And even on the third day. So email best subject lines are email subject lines that are interesting, intriguing rather. And subject lines that look like odd gist gossip. You know, I mentioned that too. Odd gist gossip, right? You could say, why Sam Larry is stealing Mohbad's baby's land. So people see like, what? This is, it's something that is, you are talking about a celebrity or something. So people want to read or something, somebody popular. That's where the old gossip really is, right? So promising to teach something value, how to identify a fake CFO. That's a worthy title for an email. How to identify a fake CFO. So in your subject line, you can promise to teach something interesting. How to teach something, you promise to teach something that's interesting, right? Your subject line, right? So that's very important. How to avoid lands that have encumbrances or something, right? Promise to teach something that's interesting. Then challenging your personal beliefs. Now, people have personal beliefs. You can challenge personal beliefs. You say, why drinking water is not important, right? So that's challenging. You can say why water is dangerous. And people think that why water is dangerous, and then eventually in the email you are talking about waterlogged land, why it is dangerous, and then transition into why your own land is not waterlogged, right? Telling an interesting story, so it's very important. Now, this is not hard. This is not hard. You can tell an interesting story, and it's not hard at all. So tell an interesting story, and it's not hard. If you have a story, just tell it, right? Put the title of the story there, and then tell it. There was a story I wrote the story. The only question I can't answer for you, and then it was about my baby asking me, "Daddy, what's a virgin?" I was like, So I had to put that in the stories of themselves, right? It's an interesting story too. So you can always tell an interesting story. So teaching emails are the best emails, right? Teaching emails are the best emails. Okay. Now, before I go on, okay, no worry, let me just go on. I'm going to go on. I'll go on 2-3 slides, then I'll see if you have a question. Teaching emails are the best emails. Step one is just subject line and introduce your hope, right? Drama and intrigue. I've talked about it. Subject line. Then after subject line, introduce your hope. So she slapped him in the middle of the road, right? We wrote that email. We wrote an email. We started the subject line. We started the hook like that. We started in the middle of the road. Now that's a very interesting first line. That's the hook, right? The first line. Then you substitute trigger their deep secret, deep fantasy, desired fantasy, and then use raw materials that are going to deep prospects, deep desires, right? So basically, we trigger a fantasy, we trigger an emotion, we trigger a desire. That's what we do when we trigger their deep secrets and deep desired fantasy, right? That's what we do. Then step 3, we create a trance. We create a trance, make it look like you don't care if they click or not. Like they are the ones begging to click, right? So I'm going to basically explain this with an email we wrote some time ago. I'm going to look for that email. And then once I look for that email, I will share the screen about that email. So I'll just basically use that email to explain all the things I just explained it that side down so that it won't look like I'm talking theory, right? Are we together? Okay. Are we together?
Yes, following.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to find that email in a bit. Okay, I think I found it. So I'm going to share my screen now so we can get to see that email. Okay. Where is it? Hold on, please. Aha. So I'm going to share now. Okay, can you see it now? Can you see it? How so better than how we lost our property in Magodo? Can you see it? Can you see that so better than how we lost our property in Magodo? Can we see how we lost our property in Magodo? Okay, you can see that. Awesome. So
yes, I can see, but not good enough.
okay, I'm going to make it a little bold. Okay, so I think it's bolder now. Now,
Yeah, better.
okay, so this one here, subject line and intro as a hook, right? Intro as drama. So the subject line was, I'm coming so I can make this easier. So how we lost our property in Magodo, that's a subject line. That's a personal story subject line. So you can see that. Then the first time she slapped her husband in the middle of the road. Now that's a hook. It hooks you. It makes you want to read, right? That's some drama, right? I wrote this one basic during the training. So in case you were not here that day, she slapped in the middle of it. He didn't believe it, but he had it coming and all that. So we kept going on with the story. The transaction was meant to be smooth, and you wouldn't blame him. He trusted his friend. His friend had showed him the land. He had seen it and loved the location. He so loved the location. He so loved the location so much that he wanted to pay on the spot. He was in Canada, but he had Naira. So he didn't want to wait for the land. His wife was like, Kilode, don't pay yet now. Parabale means cool down. So he stopped. And a few weeks later, his friend sent him a couple of papers claiming that those were the papers of the land. Bros was so excited, especially when he now saw the other beautiful houses in the estate. Now, look at that. He now saw the other beautiful houses in the estate. That's the deep secrets, deep desired fantasy. People want to live around the creme de la creme, right? So we're able to put that in. So he just transferred the 20M part payments on the spot, since he will not become to Nigeria in the next month. Since he will become to Nigeria in the next month, anyways. Now, fast forward, June 6th came, and Mr. Aga was ready to come see his new land in Magodo, Lagos, Nigeria. He's ready to bam and roll with the big boys. Now, can you see that again? That's the primal desire. That's the deep secrets, deep desired fantasies. Those are the fantasies a person wants to buy land in IPO and wants to ask, right? So we introduce that again. But then his wife slapped him in the middle of the road on June 7th. When they realized that the documents were fake, there was no land, and his friend's number was not going through. His wife slapped him because a family friend of theirs was going to sell them a land. He had just told them to wait and verify his land at Lance Bureau in Lagos. Mr. Aga, whose real name is actually Joe Uche, didn't want to buy that land because it was more expensive. So we fell prey. Now, you remember what I've always been telling you about only buying trusted property, right? You see, it's important to only buy land. Buy land you are verified. Now, look at this piece, creating a chance. Creating a chance. Now, you see that first, I have drawn a moral from it, from the trusted property stuff. I've drawn a moral from it. Now, look at this. And that's why I'm only selling gracious estates, because I have verified it, right? You see that I'm basically transitioning into gracious estates. And I am always happy to invite anyone to verify it so that you can avoid stories that touch like Mr. Joe Uche's story. So do click here and let's talk about gracious latest estates. Now, can you see? Do click here, right? So if you also want to avoid scams, you would be willing to click here. Like, it's not a big deal. So do click here, right? It wasn't as if I dived into another topic to say you should click here. I just basically put it as part of the story. So it was like you were reading the same entire story. You didn't look anything different. So it was a trance. It was, a trance is something you do unconsciously. So do click here and let's talk about gracious estates. So it was a chance, more like something the person would do unconsciously before even he knows it, right? That's exactly what happened here. So that's exactly what I was trying to explain here. So that you look at it practically and not think I'm basically talking theory here, right? So we're basically doing a summary anyways. So it's amazing ways to write subject lines that gets into people's head. Drama, subject line, drama, dirty gossip, curiosity plus benefits, personal story. We just did the personal story now. Bad news, right? Auto subject lines, testimonial story, how Nigerian cleaner got his first land, right? Those are subject lines that we get into people's head and people want to click, right? Curiosity plus benefits. So there are subject lines too that I don't know if I wrote a curiosity plus benefits subject line here. Oh, okay, let's just stop. Curiosity plus benefits subject line could be something like how a 200K land made him 50% returns in 2 days. Now that's something crazy. That's too extreme. That's too extreme. Let me not use that one. So how to make 50% return on investment, no, how to make 500% return on a property that is in the suburbs. Now, a property in the suburbs, that's the curiosity there. Because you want to know which part of the suburbs, or a property in the village. That's the curiosity line. Which part of the village will make you 500% return? 500% is the benefits. How to make 500% return on a property that's in the village, right? How to make 500% return on the property that's in the village. So the curiosity is a property in the village, because you wonder which village, what kind of village. So that's the curiosity. Then the benefit is 500% return. That's the benefit. So curiosity plus benefit subject lines to always win. So the best, it's amazing subject lines that win. Drama subject lines. But I thought that email is slapped in the middle of road. It would have also been good. That's a drama. Dirty gossip. I told you basically talking about celebrities, saying something that other people don't know about them. Curiosity, curiosity plus benefits, the one I just explained now. Personal story, I just used that. Bad news, well, sadly, it also as a subject line. How to subject lines, how to do this, how to do that. The testimonial story, how Nigerian cleaner got his first land. So that also works too, right? So sales pitch, right? I'm going to basically talk about sales pitch in a bit, sales pitch emails in a bit, but let's talk about a few subject lines that you can test. Storytelling subject lines, you can test it. Educational story subject lines, you can test it. Benefit-driven subject lines, you can test it. Curiosity-driven subject lines, you can test it. Intriguing subject lines, you can test it. Funny but not foolish subject lines, you can test them. Right? Drama subject lines, you can tell them. Basically, subject line and intro must carry drama, adrenaline rush, and let it carry emotion. Just like the one I just showed us just now. The intro carried some adrenaline rush, like some real rush, right? And then it carried an emotion too, like anger. Like, why would the woman slap a man? Anger, right? If the subject line is also drama too, makes sense. Good. Subject line, then the intro, the first line, it carries drama too. Good. So that's that. So transitioning from a story, like So far, we getting it so far. If you are not getting, if I've missed something, let me know. If I missed something, let me know. If you have missed something, let me know. Did you miss something? If you miss something, say I missed something. Then tell me what you missed. If you missed something, tell me. Then tell me what you missed. Okay, following. Anybody missed something? Because it seems like I was rushing a bit there. Did anybody miss anything? Did anybody miss anything? Okay. So we are good. So transitioning from a story. When you want to transition from a story, I just wrote a story now. A story about the woman slapping a man and all of this. So when you want to transition from a story, as much as possible, whatever you say should be a moral of the story or something else your reader really desires. Now, what I said in that story is something that you deeply desire. You deeply desire not to buy a fake property, right? So I transitioned into that. So transitioning is more like you are changing the topic, but you are not letting people see that you are changing the topic. Transitioning is you change the topic so well that people did not notice that you changed the topic. That's transitioning, right? So I'm going to see if I can find another email here and see if I can show you some transitioning here. Okay, how to always bury relationship. There's a very simple way to bury relationship, and I'm going to reveal that to you today. Don't worry, it's very easy, and you don't need. Okay, this one is not a story, so let me show you a story, right? Let me show you from a story. I'm going to show you from a story, right? I'm going to show you transitioning from a story so that you will see exactly how to transition. I just find a story. One of the emails I've written, find a story, and then I'll transition with the story. Okay. I'm trying to look for that particular one. Trying to look for that story. Okay, so the question I can't answer for you. The question I can't answer for you. So let's see how this story goes. So a few days back, I was standing jejely on my own, and you won't believe it, this boy stunned me. He stunned me real hard. So he was watching a cartoon about the birth of Lord Jesus, and then Mary was talking to an angel in the cartoon. First, my 6-year-old said, "See Angel Samuel." I was like, "Angel Samuel, okay." I was like, "Angel Samuel." Then he said, "Sorry, see Angel Gabriel." When Mary could come spoil matter, she asked Angel Gabriel, "How can this be, seeing I'm a virgin?" Then my smart dude asked me, "What's a virgin?" First, I was taken aback. Then I told him it's someone who isn't married and who does not do what married people do. I tried, I no try. I think say I tried, Joe, laughing out loud. But see, when your child asks you this kind of question, do not let anyone other than you or your spouse be the one to answer the question for them. The answer they get from you at any time of their lives when they ask critical questions can trigger or not trigger something in them. It's the truth, Joy, or is the truth, James. It's important you protect them. Yes, even if they are older. The answers of questions they ask during childhood and at adulthood can trigger something in them that will last for life. And no one can answer your kids or your young adults on your behalf. In the same manner, there will be questions they will ask in adulthood, and no one will be able to answer those adulthood questions on your behalf either. Questions like, "Daddy, Mommy, why didn't you buy property when your mates were buying?" It shock you, make you not shock you because they will ask. Now, can you see how I transitioned into property? Can you see how I transitioned into property there? Did you see it? If you saw it, let me know. If you saw it, let me know. Right? If you saw it, let me know. We don't have much time.
Yeah, so
Mr. Ode was saying no. What is no?
I say yes, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Ode was saying no something about earlier on. Okay. Okay, so let's okay. So let's go on. Let's go on. What was that? Oh, that's so don't say anything confusing or boring or unbelievable, right? So we continue. See, if you all you did was provide for them financially when they were much younger without providing for them emotionally, James, they will ask you questions when they are older. Remember, this is no disrespect. I'm just sharing life issues and real estate issues. I hope you get it, Sha. So that's the thing there. Now, I didn't say anything confusing or boring or unbelievable. I kept it as close as possible to natural conversations between two childhood friends. So that's what I did here, right? No disrespect, you know, it shock you. So those are the kind of conversations that two friends will have. So that's how you want your emails to look like, right? Don't go all formal, right? So now a PS. A PS is not always important, but you can use it, but not always necessary. A PS is more like an afterthought. Like in this email, I used a PS, right? I used a PS there. I used a PS. So a PS is always not necessary. Sometimes you could just write an email like this, and I didn't say anything in the email. So in the PS, I could just say, if you want to secure your future and the future of your children, or if you want to avoid your children asking you questions when you are much older, and then I think you could get a land now. Let's talk about your property needs. If you want to talk about this, click this link, right? That's it. And it could be a link to my WhatsApp, right? So that's a PS. I could just put that as a PS. A PS is an afterthought that's occurring after the letter has been written and signed. The same comes with the Latin word postscriptum, an expression meaning written after, which may be interpreted in the sense of that which comes after the writing. This is the second most read part of an email after the lead, right? Now, after the lead, which is the hook, where's the lead? This place is the lead, right? This place here. That's the space here. That's the lead. And the PS is the second most read part of an email after that part, right? So some people will read their email and they'll put their attention on the hook, the lead, right? They'll put attention on the hook, which is also the lead. And the other thing they will put more attention to is the PS. So it's the second most read part of an email. So if you want to be using it, it's fine, right? Its job is to give your reader a reason to click the link. E.g., if you have a product or a service to sell and you'd like to get a steady flow of customers and clients this September, go here. That's a PS. So this one is a PS. So the more thought you put into writing your PS, the more sales the PS can give you. So if you want to write a PS that's longer than this, it's also fine. The more thought you put into it, longer, the more sales it can give you. So do you understand everything we have said thus far? Right? Do you understand? Let me know if you understand. Let me know if you understand.
Well understood, sir.
Okay. So I'd like to show us a couple of emails. Now, if there's a product launch, sometimes there can be a product launch by the company. The company is launching a product, and the company wants to, sell the products quick, sharp. And you've been talking to people on your emails for months, for years, After a time, you can just tell them that.
Well understood, sir.
Okay. You just tell them that something is coming in the next 7 days, and this thing is going to be massive. I'm going to share it with you when it comes. So when it comes out, you now send them this kind of emails: the urgency email, the discount email, the FAQ email, the testimonial email, the forgot something email. You send them the last chance emails. So these emails are things I could send to every one of us so that we can just download, and then you look at it and then you edit it to suit whatever real estate property you are selling. They come in e-com style. Yes, they come in e-com style, but you can definitely use it to sell real estate. So basically, you just edit it to suit whatever you are selling. You model it. So let's say somebody says, this face cleanser is going to give you a smooth skin. You can just edit that this property is going to give you peace of mind, right? Because the desired person is peace of mind, or the desired person is living in criminal estates, whatever the desire is behind that property. This property is going to give you a face, a smooth skin and all of those things. So basically, so I'm going to send these ones, but this is what I want to do. I think I want to hold one more class tomorrow. Then I will hold and ask me anything class on Sunday. Who would be? Let me know who would like that. If you would like that, say yes. If you would like that, say yes. I will hold one more class tomorrow. The class tomorrow will be based on how to write a pre-sale. How to write a pre-sale and how to get opt-ins. How to write a pre-sale and how to get opt-ins. So for anybody that comes to the class tomorrow, I will share these ones. I will share this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll share them. So if you come to class tomorrow, you get them. Tomorrow you get them. Then day after tomorrow you get the first 3. Then day after tomorrow on the ask me anything class, you get the last 3. Okay, so if you are going to be in the class, awesome. So tomorrow we'll talk about pre-sale, writing pre-sales, and how to get opt-ins, how to get people to opt into your email. Then on Sunday, we'll do ask me anything. So the reason I'm announcing the Sunday class now is because I want you to write all your questions down, because we'll just be doing ask me anything on Sunday. Ask me anything on Sunday. But on tomorrow will be pre-sale. I have to write a pre-sale and how to get opt-ins. So that's it. So tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Right? Any question as we round up? Any question? Any question as we round up? Any question? So tell people that didn't come or that this will not be uploaded, not uploaded today. So if you want to see these things live, you should be here tomorrow, 7 p.m. tomorrow. 7 p.m. tomorrow. Any question? So I have 10 more minutes to hang around for question. Sorry, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. I'll just hang around 2 more minutes for question. Tomorrow, I will share 3 of these files. Then, day after tomorrow, I'll share the other 3 too. Any question? I'll be hanging around waiting for questions for 2 minutes. Yeah, I pray so too. Well, practice, if you put practice.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, please. I just want to ask because you have not been been in the class for the last 2 days because of some issues. But the last one I attended, you promised that you are going to send us the link where we can check the previous classes like web design and others that you uploaded in the Facebook. But now, I myself have not seen any of such things.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Benjamin, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Benjamin, I uploaded some, but I received instructions not to upload again until we are done with the class. So even when we are done with the class, I still have to ask for permission if I should upload or not. So please do well to attend the class live. That's what I can tell you. Every other person that missed the classes, tell them attend the class live. We're only going to, today was supposed to be the last class, but there are some things I want to teach you, and somebody asked a question. I thought, okay, let's just do those things. So tomorrow we're going to touch on how to build opt-in pages, how to create opt-in pages, and how to create pre-sales. And then there are some things, some documents that I will share tomorrow too. And then on Sunday, I will share the rest of the documents. If I share these documents today, nobody will come tomorrow. So I will share these documents tomorrow and on Sunday. On Sunday, we'll do ask me anything. So if you have any questions, write them now. Write them out now. On Sunday, you ask them. Then tomorrow, we'll do how to do pre-sale pages and how to do pre-sale and how to do uptakes. Let's get them the way I said, 3 by 3, 3 tomorrow, 3 on Sunday. So, Mr. Benjamin, do you understand, sir?
Yeah, I do. Thanks.
All right. So, see tomorrow, everyone. Mr. Audio, don't worry, you get 3 tomorrow, 3 on the last day. It's fine. As a matter of fact, on the last day, I will share some added things too. In fact, let me do this. You get all the 6 tomorrow. You get all the 6 tomorrow. Then on the last day, all the materials of this training, you get them too. If you come on the last day, you get all the materials of this training. So yes, that's all I have for you today. Cheers. See you tomorrow.